What is up, guys? We are back again for part 2. This is the rear end. We're going to put that rear end at the bottom of those lift blocks I built. Front end is sitting on its own weight. These tires are garbage, but they're good for the little roll around. Shock's still, everything's hooked up except the steering. I still got to work on that. But today's the rear end. And what we're going to do, I already got these lift blocks in there. They're mocked up, bolted in, good to go. I'm going to take these right here that I welded on. And what's going to happen, a piece of threaded rod, go through them like so. On each side of that threaded rod, this is just an old lawnmower tire I had. Cut it down, cut little pieces out, drilled holes. I am going to put, just like that, in between both sides, like a rubber shim. And what that's going to do is allow it to pivot at that point, but I can still tighten it really tight. Because these things don't pivot very much at all. There's not a lot of travel in these, especially with the stock shocks back on it. But that's the plan. Let's go ahead and get this set up. I'm going to slide that up under there. Hopefully the ants won't eat me alive. Need to get this hooked up so I can get it underneath the shop over there, so that I can go ahead and get all my other welding done for the motor. Get it mocked up today. Just get the rear end in, get the brakes hooked up, and get some tires on it, let it sit on its own power, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, we got the lift put on. We got the rear end just sitting in there. I noticed this side's setting kick forward some. I'm not sure why. Maybe my mount I built's just a little off, or maybe that rubber piece I put in there's a little off. Either way, we'll square it up, because what I'm going to end up doing is I'll come down to where it's square. Now this is once I get it over in my shop, and I'll build like a little ladder bar that comes down to keep that from pushing forward, and I'll weld it up to the frame. Or I'll build a plate and bolt it to the frame, and then I'll weld it to that. Like I said, I want all this to be removable at any point. So if whoever ends up with it, or if I end up keeping it and I decide I don't like it, I can always upgrade it or change it or whatever needs to happen. But for now, we got that on. Now I'm going to get some metal. The shocks did hook way up here. And unless I got a 3-foot shock laying around somewhere, it ain't going to work. So I got to take my little shocks. I'm going to mount them on the bottom. And then I'm probably going to weld me a plate across there with bolts in it. And that's what my shocks will hook to. At least that's the plan for right this second. But first I got to get it squared up the best I can. And then I may just mock it up with the shocks. What I might end up doing is actually putting a board, cutting that board and putting it from there to the top of the rear end. And taking a ratchet strap and ratchet strap that up tight, so that I can actually put tires on it and get it to my shop. I can pick it up, but that's not that far. I guess about 30 yards, but that thing's probably pretty heavy right now. So that's the idea. Hold on a second. Let me get a board cut and stuck in there. Let me get it strapped up and see. I think I just got wheels, which wheels will be fine. Put 2 wheels on the back. That way I can get it over to the shop. Alright guys, excuse the mess. We got a bunch of stuff sitting everywhere. I actually got it hooked up. It was way out there. And me and my son carried it. Picked the rear end up. I just ratchet strapped it up with that blue ratchet strap. We carried it from way over there to here. Set it down. I used the chair, blocked it all up. Got shocks mounted. I used this L bracket, I guess is what you call it. Piece of angle iron I had. Welded it on there real good. Both sides. Squared them up. Put the bolts through. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. Yeah, I just got these tires sitting on there, so they got one lug nut in each side, so it's got a lot of wiggle. Anyways, now what I got to do, I got this strap pulling the rear end straight. Because what happened is that rear end, like I told you, was kicked a little forward this way. So if you were at this side, the rear end would have been sitting like this. So I pulled it back straight. I measured from the back of the shock to here on both sides. That way I knew it was level, hopefully. unless something's bent. That way I knew it was level. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these bars right here, this little bar, and I am going to weld it from here to this bar. Right in there. It'll be straightened up, but that'll hold that bar far enough back and enough pressure that it won't twist on me. But that's the plan. It looks good. I put them tires on there just to mock it up. I stole them from my other golf cart over there. Like I said, just put them on there to mock it up so I can get everything centered and straight. It rolls, front shocks. Got a lot of play in them. The back, I stood them up pretty straight. They got a little lean forward, but I can step up there and it won't even squat. Very, very little. Now, like I said, I'm a big guy, so when you step up on the front right here, watch how far it drops. But when you go around to the back, it barely moves at all. Which is good. I can drill more holes and adjust it. I can drill holes farther in front of that bracket right there and kick it a little farther forward, and that'll give it more spring. But for now, we're going to test it like it is. Hopefully it works good. We'll see. Either way, let me weld these up real quick, and that should complete installing that rear end. Then I need to figure out how to hook the brakes up. Alright, we got them welded on and holding in place. I unhooked the ratchet strap down there on the ground now, and it's perfect. Everything measures up great. It doesn't move. I'm going to let the welds cool down. I do need to weld them a little more, but unfortunately I ran out of wire. Anyways, I got to buy some new wire for it and finish what I'm doing. But for now, we're good. All the welding's done except for I need to set that motor in place, which will take place next time because I gotta buy a welding wire. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Rear end's looking good. It's coming together. It sets about 2 inches higher than that one, and that's a easy go, but it has 12 inches of lift. This one has 11 and 10, but it must be this old Yamaha just sets higher. But that's where we're at for now. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. We got plenty of projects coming.